All right. April 2nd, 2021. I thought we had an opening song. What happened to it?
Let's see if we can get that
I
playing.
didn't get the memo. All right. It was supposed to be We Are the Champions, because we just killed it on rates. Everybody else dropped their rates, and Celsius is just cranking up. We raised rates on DOT. We raised rates on a few other things, added a few coins. Special show with us today. Ron Deutsch is with us.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
For those of you who haven't seen the announcements and seen his picture on our website, it took us about 3 years to recruit Ron. He kept saying no. He was making too much money working for large law firms, and right? Was that the?
I wish. Yeah, that was part of it.
But
happy to finally join the team at Celsius. It's exciting times.
Yeah, so Ron has been helping us for a very long time since we kind of started the company, helping with advice, helping legal advice, helping with introductions to a lot of different people, both investors and users of Celsius. And eventually, we finally got big enough to get him to come over, right? To switch from the dark side to the light.
I mean, it's part of it. I think that. A lot of things that happen in crypto. We know each other even before crypto, right? Before Celsius. So, the company is amazing. You built something incredible. I've watched it from the sidelines for too long, and eventually decided it's time to join. I think it's part of the revolution, right? It's about bringing financial freedom to the masses,
right?
And not everything is about being in a comfort zone, right? So.
That's good. No, definitely. You're an entrepreneur now. You're a cell token holder. You're an equity holder. You're right. I mean, now you're on the bus with the rest of us. Before you were just watching the bus pass you by.
True. So I had a good time before, Alex.
No, of course, yeah. So Zach, where's Zach? He's not. Let's add Zach.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for being here. Happy Easter. Happy Passover. Hope everyone has a beautiful weekend with their family.
That's right. For all the ones observing who are going to watch this after, right? It's great that you're spending time with your family. Today is definitely a day to watch the show later. You don't have to watch it live. So if you're watching it live and your family is waiting for you, it's okay. It's going to be on this channel in the second we're done. So the second you finished with your family gatherings, you can always watch this. So definitely do not put us as the priority. Zach does have 3 special promo codes, right, Zach? You're holding them up?
Yes. We got some hot, fresh general promo codes today and promo codes for new users as well. A lot of stuff we're going to release at the end of the show, so very excited for that.
All right, so 3 reasons to stay all the way to the end. How are we doing on viewership? Wow, we're down. Like, people are listening to my advice. We have less than 1,000, so we're like halfway of our normal volume.
I hope it's not my fault. People don't like lawyers.
They saw the special guest and they said, no, not this show. All right, so let me share the screen. For those of you who haven't seen it, we have a new website. We've updated the site kind of to celebrate the fact that we're paying so much more than everybody else. So if you still have your coins with all these guys who did a bait and switch on you, right? They just lowered the rate by 90%. You still have your coins over there? Guess what? Starting April 1st, that was not April's full joke. It was for real, okay? Your rates got cut by 90% on April 1st. Celsius will never do that to you, right?
Yeah, we've seen since our competitors have reduced their rates significantly. Our transfers have doubled every day now. So thank you so much for the indigestion that's been coming through. We've absorbed it very well.
Yeah. So what are the numbers? We did. I saw we had one day was 91 million, another day was 85. I mean, our average. What did we do in the last week?
What, on new users?
Both new users
so
and
we have, I think, 20,692 new users in 1 week. And which is amazing, and then 305 million in net transfers is double
last week, and it's accelerating. So we're now adding. Remember, we used to add 500 to 600 million every week, every month. We're now accelerating that. Now the run rate is over 800 million. And that's a month, right? Soon we'll be adding about $1 billion a month, right? So Celsius about 13. I saw the number this morning, 13.9 billion. We're almost 14 billion. And
That's
we're adding close to $1 billion a month right now. That's the run rate. Just squashing the competition, squashing them.
Is this normal for other financial institutions to be getting $1 billion a month in net transfers? It seems like a very crypto amazing thing.
Yeah, I was yesterday. I was still in Montana, and I was hanging out with some big wigs. These are the top of the guys on Wall Street, and they were like bragging about how they're managing $1 billion or adding $1 billion, and that's their entire fund. Okay, so we do that in a month. What they do, like usually a fund is a 10-year cycle, right? Usually they invest for 5 years and then they harvest for 5 years. So again, this is not bragging. I'm not bragging. I'm just thinking this is.
You're bragging a little bit, but
he's a lawyer. He's an honest lawyer. He wouldn't even play along with this.
But it's impressive. Look, it's part of it is the tidal wave of adoption that we're seeing. Certainly in the last year before that, but it's certainly in the last year and last few months. And people want yield on their if they're hodlers.
We chose the right product.
Yeah, it's the right product.
So Celsius our AUM could double very quickly because crypto can rise in price, right? The stock market's not going to double in a few months, but crypto has that amazing,
Right. So we have double effect, right?
I actually think it's changing though. I don't think everybody's just about, get rich fast. This is not about that. I think people understand it's a new asset class and they want to earn yield on their investments long term, right? Banks don't give it. Competitors don't give it. Celsius gives it. So this is why you see this part of growth, I think.
Yeah, like you said, it's both the increase in the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Obviously, Ethereum hit a new all-time high today. 2066 now. 2066. I think it went all the way to 2074. But the point is, it's both the increase and the increase in the number of users that are adding more coins. So when Ron is giving you the 300 something million, that's not from the increase in the price or the value. That's just net new additions, right? That's per week, right? That's just 1 week. So that times 4, that's 1.2 billion. But I'm being cautious and I'm saying we only have 1 billion. Okay.
For the humble brag, Alex. Thanks for the humble brag.
I'm sharing my screen.
Okay, be sure it's full screen. Make sure it's full screen.
Yeah, I always make that mistake. Okay, so I'm sharing the screen here. So Aave, one of our partners, again, we love Aave. I'm not making fun of them or anything, but Aave has 6.6 billion in total locked in value, right? So this is how much is locked in, and we probably have 10% of this. We're probably have 10% of all of Aave's deposits are Celsius either borrowing or lending to Aave, right? But the point I'm trying to make that Aave has half of the AUM that Celsius have. So if you think of Aave and you're saying, okay, net locked value versus Celsius, Aave is half the size. Now, if we go to CoinGecko and we look at Aave's market cap, right, and we look at their value, right, the number 18, I think, or something, or where were they?
Not the Aave token.
Here, so they have what's the number? I can't see it. My God.
What is it? 5 billion.
Yeah, so they have a $5 billion valuation, and Celsius has a $2 billion valuation, less than 2. So, but let's say that we are half of theirs. So we are twice as big, but we're half the valuation. Now, who do you guys think makes more money? Who makes more income, Aave or Celsius? Okay, we'll post it in the chat, and the guy that gets closest will get a $500 award. Don't forget to put your referral code, because we can only pay you if you put your referral code. So how much more money does Celsius make versus Aave? Okay, and think hard about where Aave actually makes money, right? Here we go. The chat is flying. People want to make $500. That's good. All right,
and like Aave is great because you're creating a decentralized protocol. People can move money much easier. It's accessible, but they're not sucking the kind of money from large institutions that Celsius is, right? And then they're not as diverse in their income streams.
Well, how much money does Aave make, and who do they give it to? So look, let's go back to Aave for a second and look at the rates and look at. Okay, so here's Aave, here are their rates, right? So when you look at, let's pick one here. So let's take DAI, right? If you deposit DAI, you make 10%, but if you borrow DAI, you pay 18%. So how much does the customer get? How much do you get as a customer? If
it's like a credit card
versus 10, you get almost just a little bit more than half. You get about 55%. Right, where with Celsius you get 80%. So my point is, and it's on almost on every coin here, you'll see that the gap between the two, is very, very high. TUSD is amazing, 58% versus 16, meaning you're only collecting less than a fifth of the amount.
So how is it that Celsius can pay 10% on rewards and only charge 1% on a loan? It seems backwards.
The model.
No, but the main issue is the ratio between the borrowers and the lenders, right? So because Celsius lends to 5 different classes of borrowers, right? Aave, even if they wanted to, they cannot lend to institutions or to exchanges or whatever, because they're kind of locked inside the Ethereum / DeFi.
They're just liquidity pools.
Right, they're locked in.
One trick pony.
Right, it's they cannot exit from there to retail lending like we do, or institutional, or exchanges and whatever. So because we have all these other mechanisms, and again, we're telling it to everybody. We're not even keeping it as a secret. We've been talking about it for 3 years, right? Because we have all of that, we can pay 80% where everybody else is paying 50%, so or less. Right? Binance, the BNB, the third most valuable token now, is only paying you 20%, and people are all excited about it. How about 80 versus 20? Which one is better? So I think most people undervalue. They don't understand the amount, the size of Celsius. They just don't get it, right? I mean, when you look at the total transaction and everything that even Binance does, and you look at the market cap, if you adjusted that, the market cap is like 50 billion.
That's huge,
right? Yeah. Celsius is 2 billion. You tell me who has a better business. Okay, so, but it's fine. You know, we are not in a hurry. We've been just like you've been watching us for 3 years, and we've been chugging along, adding.
I mean, look, part of what attracted me is that Celsius is built for the future and for longevity, right? This is not about doing something fast necessarily, right?
Right.
And for this, you need high standards across the board, right?
For sure. So Zach, we have a winner. I want to, before I go to the main topic of the day, do we have a winner?
We got 2,500 responses here in the last 30 seconds. So I don't know what the number is. Alex, you wanna give us the number? We got right here, code 2 saying 400%.
Sorry, people heard that we're giving out money because now we have almost 1,300 viewers. So, so what in your view, who's the winner? Tell us who.
So I'm gonna say right here, code 2. Celsius makes 4 times or 400% the revenues than that Aave does.
All right, that's not even close. So Aave does not have revenues. Where are Aave revenues? Do they charge fees? Do they collect? Do they collect fees themselves? No. Anything they charge goes to the liquidity providers. So what's the revenue for Aave?
There is none.
There is none. So do they have tokens that are very valuable? Of course. It's one of the best performing tokens. Aave, and again, Stani is a great guy, great entrepreneur. We actually launched the projects like side by side, right? Almost at the same time. We were pitching on a roadshow during the ICO roadshows. We were pitching this stuff, just pitching 2 different models, right? the DeFi model instead of or the pure DeFi model instead of just the yield model. But the point is that Celsius has a much bigger balance sheet and is making much more money, right, as an institution. So that's a big difference. So why? Because again, we operate on multiple domains, we have much higher margins, and we give most of it to our community. So yeah, we're good. Can I do the topic of the you gotta pick another winner. While I'm doing the topic of the day, pick a winner who was the closest to infinity and beyond, because that's really the difference between us and most of the DeFi guys. Somebody just passing by.
I like this guy right here. It says Celsius Infinity More. Yeah. There it is.
Okay, that's a guy. That's the one. So grab his code, and he is the lucky winner of the day. I also want to say our team was in Austin. Our team was driving around or whatever, and unprompted, the Uber driver started talking to them about Celsius and said, I live the Mashinsky method, and I watch these guys every Friday. So if you're watching today, you're the special Celsians of the day. Today we're gonna pick a special Celsian every week, and today you are the special Easter Celsian. All right, so I'm sharing my screen. What I wanted to talk to you guys about is this very well-kept secret from 2012. Okay, hush, no one even knows about it. And yet it's public information, right? So basically, what is a bailout and what is a bail-in? Maybe we'll start with that, and then we will dig into what's happening. So we are very familiar with bailouts, right? 1989, 2001, 2008, right? 2020. And these are all situations where the central bank or the Fed in each country basically comes in, there's a problem, and they throw money, right? They take the taxpayer money, they throw it at the problem, reflate the debt, reflate the whatever the restructure it, right? I mean, Ron has done, how many restructurings did you do?
Not of banks.
Hundreds, not of banks, but I'm saying companies, right? The situations.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Right. So bailout is when, again, the central bank intervenes in the best interest of everyone. They're not doing it because they're trying to save this guy or that guy. They're basically saying, if we let this or that company fail, the systemic impact, right, the dominoes falling is going to ruin the entire economy. So let's just
supposedly,
exactly. So that's the Keynesian version of economics, right, versus the Austrian, which says never bail anybody out, moral hazard, let the market take care of itself. The deeper the fix, the better, because you will take out the systemic problem out of the equation, and you're going to cure the problem instead of just keeping the patient on life support. So basically what the Fed has been doing is been keeping the patient, meaning the US economy, on life support, bailout after bailout after bailout. In 2008, the problem was so big, and I'll show you the numbers, you're not going to believe it. You'll be like, come on, Alex, but that's why I'm sharing with you the different documents so you can do the homework yourself. But basically in 2008, the problem was so big that the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, which is kind of like the bank of banks, or the institution that governs all the central banks, decided to stop it, to say we cannot do this anymore. We have to move from bail out to bail in. And everybody signed up, all the G20. What is G20? So let's take a look at it. G20, what's the definition?
This is critical information. This is the stuff they don't teach you in school, but has major effects on your financial life.
Right. So this is basically like 90% of the world's economy. It has the United States, it has Japan, it has China, obviously UK, Russia, and so on and so on. That's probably more than 90% of the economy in the world signed up for this crazy thing called bail-in. So what does it mean, bail-in? Bail-in means that when there's a problem, let's say a bank or an insurance company or anyone has a problem, all of these G20s, all these countries committed to not intervene, to basically say, okay, this bank and this is post 2008, right? After this huge problem that we have. So your bank, you have a problem, your shareholders, the people, the depositors, everybody has to bail in, meaning you have to bail out yourself. And we've seen a few countries already do that. If you live in Cyprus, just a few years ago, you woke up one morning, and if no matter how much you had in your bank, you got a 20% haircut, meaning they just took 20% of your money legally. They didn't have to go to court. They didn't have to prove anything. They didn't have to argue. You woke up, and 20% of your money disappeared. It went to the bank, and the bank issued you useless shares as a basically compensation, right? And basically everybody in Cyprus lost 20% of their money. Right. And again, you can read this document. There's a lot of detail here of the instructions of what everybody agreed to as far as what is a bail-in. Right. So next time you walk into a bank and you see this FDIC sign, you know, the big sign in the window, right? They put it in eye level. You want to make sure you see it pretty good because
they make me feel safe, right? Everything's going to be okay. Safe. I have the FDIC.
Exactly. So the FDIC, guess who's the administrator of the bail-in? Who in the United States administers the bail-in on behalf of the IMF and the Fed? Any guesses? It's on my screen. The FDIC, the guys supposed to pay you insurance money, are now the guys who guarantee that you will have that haircut. And the 20% haircut is just in Cyprus. You may have an 80% haircut, a 90% haircut. No one tells you how big the haircut is. But my point is,
it will eventually happen. I mean, this is not right.
Yes, my point is that if you think the FDIC is here to protect you, if you think that your money is safe because every bank account is protected up to $250,000, that is just not true. Okay, and again, you don't have to trust me. You can go and read all these documents, and so first of all, there's going to be a haircut, right, called bailed in. And then if there's money left, if there's anything beyond that, let's say that the haircut is not enough, because large banks are going to have such tremendous losses that even the bail-in is not enough, right? Then
they're supposed to step in. But how much money do they have?
Yeah, let's check. So if you go to the FDIC.gov website, again, this is all public information, guys. Just no one bothers to look, and no one bothers to do the math. So on Friday, Easter, on Passover, here is our Yelena, who's the chairwoman of the FDIC. She has a beautiful smile, but if you keep going down, if she doesn't distract you, and you stop scrolling down, there's less than $60 billion in the entire FDIC. What you're saying? Wait a second. What do you mean $60 billion?
How many branches of
5,000 banks? 5,000 banks. How many
branches of Bank of America you think this covers?
One branch on Wall Street has more than 60 billion.
Well, it's so funny. They put it up there like, oh, we have all this money, and that's like, wait, that's like 3 branches in my hometown.
Yeah, so let's look.
Toasted. You're being led to believe that up to $250,000 per account is like guaranteed.
Yeah, so you have a calculator. Do the math. 200 million Americans, 250,000 each. How much is that? Do the math.
It's a lot more than 60 billion, I'll tell you that much. The calculator for that.
So basically, how many Americans can the Fed bail out? Let's say that there is a problem, and so let's take 60 billion and divide it by 250,000.
250 what?
60 billion divided by 250,000. That's how many Americans can be protected by the Fed. Everybody else, nothing.
Yeah, there's people that will have 10 bank accounts just to make sure that they fall under this $250,000 limit.
That's right.
240,000.
So only 200. let's be generous and say 300,000. Okay, so let's be generous and say 500,000. So 500,000 Americans are protected. There's 200 million Americans with a bank account.
That's like 10 blocks.
Yeah. So just basically this neighborhood here. Just a few buildings in Manhattan,
right,
is 500,000 people, right? So basically, they think about it this way: the FDIC protected 2nd Avenue, but they left everybody else completely exposed. I'm not talking about everybody else in New York. I'm talking about everybody else in the United States.
That's after the 20% haircut.
Right. So they protected. The FDIC has barely enough money to protect all the people on 2nd Avenue from like 59th Street all the way to like 96th Street. Okay, that's all they have. That's it. If you think the FDIC is there to protect you, you have no clue what you talk about.
You better diligence your bank, honestly, more than you diligence almost anything else. Because
so here's Business Insider, one of the most respected publications out there. They covered Celsius actually recently, if you haven't read it. And how 9 banks are exposed to 200 trillion, not billion. We talked about 60 billion. This is 200 trillion, right? So let's see what is 200 trillion, right? So basically you have, this is your dollar. This is $10,000. This is $100 million, one pallet, right? And let's see. So for example, this is one bank, right? And this is how much money. This just shows you.
That's a great.
Jesus.
Right. So this is Bank of New York, right? And this just shows you how much debt each one of these institutions have, or what it would take to bail them out, right? So if you look at State Street, which is a small bank, right? You can see how much money.
You should explain for a second how this works. Like, how come it's so much money? What's M2?
Right. So basically, we talked about the fact that banks basically can create their own money. The people that create the most money are not the Fed, actually. If you think the Fed prints a lot of money, that they're the printer in the basement, all these memes.
That's just
that's the seed. Yes, like that's the spark that puts out the fire. Then banks, like let's say I'm a bank, so the Fed, you got to bail out money, you give it to me, right? I'm allowed to take 90% of it and immediately lend it to somebody else on their credit card or whatever. Now it's 100%. Exactly. Now it's 100%.
Right. That's really important. That's a critical point.
Fractional reserves.
Zero. It means it can go.
I don't have to keep any. Exactly. I don't have to keep any money in the bank. Right.
And like when you get a mortgage, right? It's not like you're going to the bank and the bank is pulling that mortgage money out of one account to another. That's fresh money that's getting entered into the system, right? That was never before, and then they just credit you and created that money out of thin air.
Everybody knows not all the money's with the bank, but the problem has become much, much bigger because they can lend as much as they want.
Right. So let's explain that because
effectively.
So basically, besides the ability to lend out everything you receive, right? The bank now can go to the Fed, right? Every bank has an account with the Fed. Just like you have an account with the bank has an account with the Fed. Any bank can go to the Fed with any security, any debt instrument, right? Doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be AAA. It doesn't have to be whatever. Basically, any security right now is accepted by the Fed for full face value. Okay, so that's why the Fed reflated the economy, right? They reflated the stock market, the debt market, the bond market, and everything else. Why? Because through that reflation of asset prices, the banks are now rich because all this useless stuff that they had is now trading at 10 times what it used to be, right? During the flash crash of 2020, the COVID flash crash. So, and as I said, this problem didn't start on March of 2020. On September of 2019, we had a huge earthquake, right? Which was the repo market. This is where two banks repurchase from each other. Repo is repurchase agreements. So I'm one bank, you're another bank. And on September of 2019, what happened was no bank was willing to lend to another bank. The entire repo market froze up. What does it mean? It means that there was such systemic problems, no one trusted the counterparties, no one trusted that any other bank was solvent, that no one was willing to lend anybody overnight. And the Fed had to step in, inject 600 billion with a B, 600 billion, 10 times more than what the FDIC has to protect all the banks. And this was for one day. They just had to save to keep the wheels turning, right? Boom.
There is no economic system without these.
Without repo.
Everybody have it, so.
Exactly. Everybody freezes. The commercial paper market freezes. The bond market freezes. So the repo market had a huge earthquake, and the Fed jumped in, saved the day, and basically said to all the banks, look, you don't have to lend to each other. Lend to us, and we will lend to the other bank. We're taking the counterparty risk for all of you guys. This is before COVID. No one even knew that COVID existed, right? The COVID breakout didn't even happen in China, right? Yeah. So we already had this Just like in 2008, where basically the markets already collapsed. We already had that in September.
This infusion of an enormous amount of money already happened before COVID.
Right.
And now COVID is how many trillions into the market?
COVID, the Fed is 6.5 trillions, but the government printed another 4.5. And people remember the 2008 bailout as 800 billion.
This past year.
Look, wait, I didn't do the punchline. It's 17.9 trillion, just the 2008 bailout in today's dollar. That's the total number of dollars provided. Now, you don't believe me? It's all here. Okay, read this article. They tell you exactly how much each bank received in bailouts. And this is an article from 2012 or something, right? What's the date on this article?
Wow.
This is not a recent article, right? This is 2012. This is the amount of money provided, okay, up to 2012, from 2008 to 2012. So just because the newspaper, the Wall Street Journal, said $800 billion bailout, that doesn't mean anything, right? Again, there isn't a single person in the world, including the Fed chairman or Janet Yellen, our Treasury Secretary, who can tell you how many dollars are in circulation. Not a single person on the planet knows that answer.
It's absurd.
I'm willing.
I do know how much Bitcoin's in circulation.
Anyone who thinks they know, they
don't go from 500 to 1 million. On
my lawyer advising me against placing large bets. You see, so look, the point is that's how the system is designed for no one to know. It's not designed like Bitcoin, right? In 2 seconds, I can do a checksum and know exactly how much Bitcoin is outstanding.
Right.
So you have to understand what system you live in. I'm making a very long story here of explaining to you how much money is at risk right now, right? Like, let's keep it going down because it gets worse and worse and worse. Look at these piles of money. Just this one bank of how much liabilities they have, right? That they cannot pay back. Remember, the Fed has a tiny little, just a few pallets of this, right? Compared to how much liabilities each bank has. So when we talk about 200 trillion against 60 billion, you have to understand that the FDIC is just a sticker.
It's effectively zero.
It's effectively zero. It's just a sticker on the door, and you need to make your own decisions. It keeps going, guys. I haven't even gotten to the bottom here.
We're just in disbelief.
This is just one bank, another bank, right? So we are here to tell you the truth. We're here to open your eyes. Then you have to do your own homework. It's up to you. We're not providing financial advice, right? Is that good?
No financial advice.
No tax, I finally said
no
something. No tax advice, no financial advice, no marriage advice.
You worked me up into life. See?
So the point is that all of this information is available to everybody. We just most of us choose to believe that the Fed is acting in our best interest. After all, it's a Federal Reserve.
They're trying. I don't think.
But they're not federal, and they don't have any reserves. Is the Fed a government organization? Yes or no? Oh,
quasi.
No, it's not. There's no connection whatsoever. The only thing the Fed has with the government is that the President of the United States selects the chairman of the Fed. That is not ownership. That is not control. That is not anything. Okay, so the Fed is owned by these banks. These banks that owe all this money are the guys own the Fed. JP Morgan is the largest recipient of interest income or distribution from the Fed. That's not a secret.
It's their client. Right.
No, they are the owner of the Fed. Yeah. They own a piece of the Fed because the Federal Reserve should not be called Federal Reserve. It should be called a bank cartel. Okay, because it's owned by the banks.
So the banks own the Fed, and then the Fed regulates the banks. How could that go wrong?
No, the bank. So there are regulators. There are people who regulate banks. The Fed basically issues. The Fed sets the rules by which banks are allowed to operate, both with the Fed as well as with each other. But there are other government regulators that governs banking activity, right? So the Senate has their own what do you call it? Supervisory rights and so on and so on. But the point is that the Fed is friends. The Fed is not the the supervisor of the banks. The Fed is like the counterparty, and basically the banks are shareholders of the Fed. Okay, you don't believe me? Just go to any.
It's on Wikipedia.
It's on Wikipedia, exactly. So go if you believe Wikipedia. If you don't believe Wikipedia, go to the Fed and ask them. You know what they say. So the bottom line is, the FDIC is not going to save you. The banks are definitely not going to save you, right? Banks trade at the lowest multiples on Wall Street. They only get 10 or 11 times. So what does that tell you, right? Amazon is trading at 70 times. So the average investor tells you that Amazon is at least 7 times better business than any bank. And these are extremely profitable banks. JP Morgan has made $16 billion in profit. And yet the average investor tells you, no, Amazon is a 7 times better business than JP Morgan, right? All right. So I think did I do a good job giving the banks hard time?
It's not just giving them a hard time. I think it's really important financial education. It's basic stuff, and most people don't ask these questions or research this. So.
All right. So now that we finished scaring our viewers, how many viewers do we have? Are we still keeping up, or everybody?
Yeah, we're right at 1,500, and
okay.
What they say. Don't fight the Fed, right? You could just borrow.
Exactly.
You could borrow that fiat against your crypto. Okay, pay 1%, and go with the wind instead of trying to fight against the wind.
Right. So the good news is that on April 14th, hopefully, Coinbase is going to become a public company.
Wow.
Now, I definitely, again, I don't give financial advice, but I myself will not be buying Coinbase stock. I think it's fully valued. It may go up. Doesn't mean it's not going to trade up. But my point is, it's at 90 or 100 billion. What's your view?
It's very expensive.
It's very expensive. So $500,000.
It could go up.
Right.
500 IPOs did really well.
Right. 500 million, I think, in earnings. So that's 20 times, right? 20 times multiple. For a company that charges people 7% to buy Bitcoin, because they charge you about 7% in fees to get into the party.
It's a fee-based business.
Fee-based business, exactly.
Yeah.
How much does Celsius charge in fees?
Exactly zero.
Oh, so we are like Aave, but instead of an income of zero, our fees are zero.
Infinitely less fees, infinitely more revenue, infinitely less
more
fees.
revenues and infinitely less fees. I love it, Zach. You're killing it today. So again, look, Coinbase, the event is a huge event for the industry. Everybody's going to be talking about it. Part of why I think you're seeing this surge right now in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other coins is everybody's buying in because they know that April 14th is going to be a watershed event for the crypto industry. So what do they say on Wall Street? The rules. Remember, we're learning from Wall Street, but then we're applying it to ourselves. The rule on Wall Street is buy on the rumor, sell on the news. So you're buying now. You want to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum now. It's still probably going to go higher. But you want to sell on April 15th, 16th, 17th, right? I would sell it in several increments because everything is going to pop. And then obviously it's going to have a correction, right? So last week, I made predictions about the NCAA, right?
That's your view, not financial.
Not financial. That's what I'm doing. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. So last week, I made predictions, and I told you guys I'm really bad at sports. And guess what? Almost all my predictions came not true.
In sports?
In sports. Okay. Yeah, meaning if you did the opposite of what I recommended, you did exceptionally well. But in crypto, I think I hit it pretty good. Last year, I predicted the price.
You're better in crypto for sure.
I'm better in crypto, okay. I think people love you, Ron, because you sit here and interpret. It's like Howard Stern has a sidekick that tells everybody what really is true and what's not true. It's the same thing here. So
I can't promise I'll come every week though.
But this is good.
It's
I like
a holiday.
Yes. So thanks.
Okay, can we do some rapid fire? We got some burning questions.
Yeah. I'm just finishing all the good news. I think so. Ether. We talked about Ether going to new highs and so on. Not too late. Probably not too late to buy it between here and April 14th. Let's see what else we got. So we have a competition, a trading competition. We had our guest from Bittrex Global here last week, right? Or the week before. And the competition is still on. You can earn free sell. You couldn't ask for anything better than that. Go to Bittrex.global Global, open your account and earn some free sell. We're also offering yield on gold. Again, we had
that's a big deal. I mean, you should talk.
Go ahead.
No,
talk about it.
You can talk about it. Then I mean, gold is something that nobody could ever really earn yield on. I mean,
right.
Think about it for a second. So many people invest in gold.
5,000 years before Celsius, no one earned yield.
No one earned yield.
How is it possible? Are we this good?
I mean,
or just everybody's that bad?
It's a great example about why crypto in general is such a big revolution and why platforms.
So you're giving credit to crypto instead of giving credit to Celsius.
No, yield genuinely. It's all Celsius. But what I'm saying is it's really amazing that you can kind of repackage an asset class like this and make what's the yield on it? Like
5.5% in kind, in gold.
I mean,
and almost 7% in sell.
It's really unique. And
so
really revolutionary.
I always say to people that they should have some gold, even though gold has not performed well. Yeah. It is not clear. It is not given that Bitcoin or Ethereum is just going to continue to moon and gold will continue to go down or sideways. It's not given, guys. Okay, I know that's how all of us in crypto behave. Like that battle has been won, and we're now charging on to take down all these banks. But the reality is that you have to have an allocation because there may be a situation which we've seen several times before, where both the stock market, the bond market, and the crypto market crash together, and the only thing that doesn't crash or goes up is gold. So. Right? You think there should be an allocation?
I personally think so. I own some.
Yeah, me too.
Being a Bitcoin supporter or Celsius supporter, doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't mean that you shouldn't sort of diversify and hold other assets, and gold is one of them.
And we make it super easy for you. Stable coins, we have 14 of them or something. We have 3 different gold products, right? Tether Gold, Pax Gold, and WDGLD. They couldn't come up with an easier name. But this is CoinShares. Again, public company, like you couldn't ask for anything better, right? We went, we got, and we had them on a show here. If you want to see a few episodes back, Zach, you can tell them, post a link to that episode with the CoinShare guy. I think Camilla was with us, right? So,
but it's true for cash too. Look, stable coins, right? If you have a good stable coin that you research and you think is going to hold, right?
Yeah.
Leaving cash, people have cash reserves, right?
Yes.
Leaving them in the bank is crazy.
I know.
You can get 13% right now.
Especially after what we just told you about banks.
13%.
Especially after bail-in plus no FDIC. I mean, and you're still keeping your cash over there.
So you want to keep some cash? Fine. You want to keep gold? That's a great idea to diversify. But you can earn yield on it.
Right.
Significant yield.
Right.
Between 5 and
there was a gentleman on Clubhouse this week that said, Zach, wait a second. Are you guys telling me that I can earn 10% on dollar stable coins? And I said, yes, absolutely. That we've been like that. He said, why are people not screaming this in the streets? And he said, you should be screaming this in the streets.
Right now. I'll scream it right now. So again, understand this. Yeah. When you give your money to the bank, they pay you nothing back and they give you an IOU.
It's at risk.
It's at risk. Yeah. Okay. All those mountains of money we showed you are ahead of you. You're the last guy in line to collect. And then there's a bail-in before you collect. Okay. If something goes wrong. Versus when you buy a stable coin, you're buying it from a trust company. By law, it's not an IOU. The trust company must buy U.S. Treasuries. So what is better, an IOU from JP Morgan or U.S. Treasuries? You tell me what is better. And the Treasuries, the one that holds it in Treasuries is paying you 10.5%. You tell me, 10.5% plus a Treasury sitting in a vault of a trust company, right, governed by New York State regulators, or a bank that has been bailed out a dozen times. Every bank in the United States got bailed out a dozen times. You tell me. So I'm screaming off the rooftops. Jesus.
Yes, happy Easter and Passover. Thank you for reminding us.
Slowly, but
I know it's coming in at $1 billion a month. I understand,
but you have 25 million.
I understand. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Let's go and shout, all of us. Let's go and explain this to people. Just take this segment, okay? Take this 30-second segment that we just talked about and go and push it to everybody. Because if they don't get it, then it's on us that we didn't tell them, okay? All right, so Celsius hires Paul Weiss, attorney, as general counsel. Who is this guy? Wait a second.
All right.
All right, we covered this, or we want to talk about it a little
No,
bit?
I think we covered it.
Paul Weiss is an exceptional firm. I mean, it's one of the top white shoe firms in the United States, right?
It was not easy to leave a place like Paul Weiss. It's an incredible law firm.
How long it takes in a career? How long it takes for someone to become a partner at Paul Weiss?
Well, I wasn't a partner at Paul Weiss.
I know, but I'm saying how long it takes to become a partner?
Between 8 and 10 years,
right?
If everything goes well.
So it's you can never go back. This is not. It's an irreversible move, right? To come to crypto from a white shoe law firm.
I was a partner at a different firm before. I mean,
right.
So look, the legal market is great. I think it's a great career, but I always wanted something. I always had this entrepreneurial, spirit,
right.
and it was the right time and the right company. I think
the fire would not go out, even though you were in a law firm for a long time.
I mean, it's as I said before, it's about, do you want to keep staying in your comfort zone, right, or go to something exciting and new and revolutionary? And I felt it's not only about, comfort and ease and those kind of things. Not that working law firm is an easy job. It's
right.
Long hours and very kind of complicated work. But life is about, making it interesting.
Making choices, yes.
Making good choices.
Well, you're definitely living it up right now. You're working 7 days a week, right? Are you up to speed on Celsius?
This is not the type of in-house position where people take for a lifestyle change. It's kind of the opposite, but it's super interesting and exciting.
How hard? But you come from the outside, so how hard do Celsians work? Celsius employees.
I mean, honestly, the hardest I've seen. It's
and all of that is for the community, right? I mean, we're working extremely hard 7 days a week, and then we take 80% of what we make and we're giving it to somebody else. Have you ever seen anyone else be crazy like that?
It's a user-centric company, and I think that's a big reason why I like it and joined it. I mean, it's really it's about.
And your job is to protect us from making mistakes that will impact the community, right? Is that a good way of defining your role in Celsius?
It's part of it. I mean, a good legal function is managing risk and opportunity, right?
Right.
There's a lot of opportunity in this business too, and
deciding what not to get into, what to get into,
how to do it the right way, to do it.
Yes.
Even if, so people, I see on the comments, when will this happen or that happen? It's not about everything needs to happen fast. It's about everything needs to happen in the right way, and that's.
And it's important that the CEO listens to you.
It is.
Alex, there's a great question. There's a great question on this.
Listening to you, like I'll ask it in the third form.
He's improving.
There's a great question on this from the community saying, Alex, you've been involved in a number of different projects. Is Celsius your most rewarding, and why?
Yes, it's definitely extremely rewarding. I've been talking about it. I'm willing to do it for free, even though I'm paid very little. I'm really protecting. I'm the CEO of Celsius, protecting the 320 million or whatever I have deposited with Celsius. I just took the CEO job to make sure that my money is safe. That's really what happened, I think. So, like when you're in that position, right, you don't have to think hard. You just think, oh, is this good for my money or not good for my money? Versus if you are a CEO of a bank, you don't think about the depositor's money. You think about your own income and you think about your shareholders. Okay, I ran 2 public companies before, so I can tell you that it's very hard. 2 things are very hard. One is to think in terms of coins. We are crypto denominated. Very hard to switch from thinking in dollars to thinking in coin. And the second one that's hard is to put your customers, your community first. It's not easy. If anyone, hey, no one else is doing it, so I can tell you it's not easy.
It's not easy, and you want to stay. We don't take direction on crypto,
right?
You always want to stay balanced, and you want to.
But all these people that think, for example, that Binance is acting in their best interest because BNB is doing so well, right? It's phenomenally doing. The fact that something does phenomenally well doesn't mean it's acting in your best interest. 2 completely separate things. You can take a ride, you can benefit from it, but sooner or later you have to pay the piper. And when somebody extracts over $1 billion a year out of the system, I'm not talking about selling BNB. I'm talking about fees, charging customer fees, right? Not in your best.
This is Tyler.
I just want to finish this because I don't want to go back to it. So and then you can ask all your questions. So Sovos, again, tax season is coming, April 15th. we've been saying that to you for 3.5 years. If you are playing games and you're not paying your taxes and you're not this, we don't want to talk to you. Okay, don't even tell us that. Okay, we strongly recommend in every country in the world, Bitcoin, Ethereum are treated as an asset, and you have to pay capital gains and so on, or the equivalent. We've partnered with Sovos. They have a great software to help you do that. If you're making so much money, pay your taxes. Okay, don't get in trouble. Don't pretend like I'm just moving to Puerto Rico and pretending like I'm a beach bum. Okay, no, right?
I agree. Yeah.
Yes.
No tax advice, but pay your taxes.
All right, and for those of you who missed, we had Tim Draper as one of our guests on the Moip show, right? Tim is an old friend, and let me show a quick clip here.
I think Tom too has also the
yes.
That's spicy.
And we're very excited to hear all of his views on what's going on.
So anyway, so we had Leah, we had Tom, Tim. Tom is going to show us the clip on Tim. Sorry. So go ahead, let's play it up. The more we can extract out of the institutions, because the larger our pool of capital, the more leverage we have against them, because they still need to do market making and arbitrage and all the lending that they do every day. But you want to, like right now, we have 82,000 Bitcoin. So obviously we are in a very, very strong position.
You have 82,000 Bitcoin in Celsius?
Yes.
Good for you.
More than Michael Saylor and Elon Musk put together. So Tim definitely has the best eyebrows in all of crypto. You guys got to admit it, right? And we managed to move those eyebrows more than anybody else. We've moved those eyebrows, right?
Bitcoin went up, right?
Bitcoin went up just because of that.
Market moving.
We were market moving. All right, you know. Tim is a great friend. He's Celsian himself, and he's obviously been a huge ambassador for crypto, especially for Bitcoin. And you know, now we have Michael Saylor. We have all these other people who are big ambassadors as well. But Tim gets the credit of through thick and thin, through markets being down 80%, just being out there and just promoting, explaining, educating, investing in startups. To many of the startups you're benefiting or using today, Tim invested in before anyone thought that was cool or they're going to be around, right? He did miss investing in Celsius several times. I did pitch him on it several times. So all right, moving on. Let's finish this so we can answer a bunch of questions. Again, this is another kind of panel that I was in. Definitely a lot of great content here.
It's really honored to have with us Alex Mashinsky, who's the CEO of Celsius Netform for cryptocurrencies that is built in a community of more than 400.
Behind Celsius was all about creating a financial institution that always focuses on the customer. I guess I'm saying the same thing again and again. Everywhere you look, I say that we are focused on the customer. It must be true. All right, and then we had the CEO of GMO. If you missed it, again, the videos are all available on our YouTube channel. So sign up, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, right? Destroy it. Come on, guys. We need 2,000 likes for this video alone. Let's go.
Like button.
All right, so this is a little bit about how did you come, what was your first experience with crypto? How did you come to learn about it, and how did you get GMO involved in the whole? So again, watch it. The stablecoin is already listed in our wallet, so you can definitely use it already. And we have a clip about this one also. I came to this country as an immigrant with nothing in my pocket, and I was lucky enough to be successful. All right, so I think Tom has a good clip for us here. All right, this is the last one, and then we're gonna go. I came to this country as an immigrant with nothing in my pocket, and I was lucky enough to be successful, but I've never seen anything like this, right? This is unstoppable. There's roots where I stand. Am I crushing its head? Yeah. Think if you could basically do everything you wanted with your money and not having to pay anything for it. That's a promise of crypto, and that is the promise of the blockchain. The blockchain and cryptocurrencies are the future of everything, meaning that network is going to be 1,000 times bigger and more powerful than the internet. The same thing happened with the phone network collapsing into the internet. The entire internet is going to collapse onto the blockchain. Think of crypto as Pac-Man. It's just going to eat all the asset classes. Google, Facebook, Apple, they're all built as a pyramid in which the guys at the top or the shareholders at the top extract all the value. My prediction is that the guys who are at those pyramids are going to be entombed in their own pyramids because decentralization is changing the game. All right.
Woo. That's fire.
Great collection, Tom. And all these videos, all these segments are their own videos. You can find them on our channel. If you want to see, if you have nothing better to watch, you already watch all the Netflix movies and all the Amazon movies, right?
Yeah, come on, before the pandemic is over.
Exactly.
We have time.
Exactly. Just the clock is ticking. You know, it's almost over. All right, so let's do rapid fire again. Direct your questions to Ron. He has a tremendous amount of knowledge, and you can get all this legal advice for free. Usually he charges like $1,000 an hour. So this is free advice, which is not legal advice, just free advice. All right, let's.
General question.
Okay.
All right, hit it.
Okay. Yeah. Great question here about the equity round. People are super excited. They saw the Alpha Sigma report and the massive growth and just that like estimated value from them, right? But what can you tell us about the equity round? When is it going to take place? Give us the down low.
Well, the only thing I can say about that is that we will allow accredited investors, through the right platforms to join that, and that's
in the U.S. accredited.
In the U.S. accredited in the U.S. and elsewhere in the world, we'll have a portion assigned to that, and I think that's the most important thing for the community. I think it's part of.
But we allocated 20 million, so we're not changing that.
Okay.
Same number.
So, and I think that's the right thing to do.
So when can people get ready? Is it a few weeks? Like when do you think we already announced Bank to the Future, so that's not a secret.
Yeah. So
when are we launching? Soon.
I mean, they can start inquiring.
Right. So again, you can open your account right now. You don't have to wait for us.
Yeah.
Go open your account, get accreditation, open an account with Bank to the Future if you're not in the US, right? It's basically first come, first serve.
You need to do the AML and accreditation with them.
Right, KYCML, and then we will definitely try to accommodate as many as we can. Next question. Yeah, we got to keep it short because we ate all the time and people have thousands of questions and we didn't answer any of them. So let's keep it super short.
Ron, how do I pay my taxes in an automatic way?
Oh. Automatic way.
Use Sovos. That's what we integrated it for.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to help you. In the end, you have to don't do it automatically. I think if you deal with crypto, it's complicated. Every transfer between two coins is a taxable event.
Yeah.
So I would say pay a few $100s. Go get an expert and get help.
Because you can also harvest losses. It's not just about the gains, right? Don't forget to harvest the losses and offset the gains.
Yeah, let's say you're long two coins, right? You could transfer, if you have a loss on dollars,
exactly.
You can transfer to the other coin, reap losses in fiat, and have a tax benefit out of it.
The IRS only cares about your net gains, right? So again, you don't have to be the expert. Use software that helps you become an expert. Next question.
All right, Ron. Do you think the demand for lawyers with crypto expertise will rocket in demand in the future?
It's already happening, and if you have that kind of expertise, we are hiring. So
here we go. You see,
send resumes in.
What skill sets are you looking for? What
securities laws, finance, M&A, regulatory expertise, crypto knowledge, all that.
Perfect. Next question.
All right. I'm trying to find the things that aren't too specific here. We can't give out specific legal advice, everybody. We're just general questions. Here, I'm going to pull one from the sheet here. Alex, asking about an ETH upgrade. If miners decide to hard fork ETH due to EIP 1559, will Celsius support that fork? what do we do in those scenarios?
That's a very hard question. We are listing ETH2. I think it's coming like either next week or the week after. So that's going to be in. You'll be able to either put in ETH or irregular ETH or ETH2 and earn the yield that is published. It's about 8% right now. If there's a fork, meaning half of the miners decide to go left and half of them decide to go right, yes, of course, we have to support it. So we are just like quantum entanglement, we can actually separate and then collapse and go back to one chain. So that's what we're going to do. Next question.
Okay, Ron, do you have any crypto tax software that you recommend or think would be helpful for our users?
Sovos, we just told you who's our partner. It's already integrated with the app. You don't have to invent anything, but you can use other tools as well. Because if you're trading on other exchanges, there are tools that support all the different exchanges, not just Celsius. Yes?
Right, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Okay, pulling from the sheet again. Could you go over what the process is of adding new coins onto the platform?
Well, first of all, it's a commercial decision, right? I mean, Alex can tell you, you got to find coins and analyze what yield you can obtain on them, because in the end, we want to make sure we can pay the community yield on what they deposit, on what they transfer into the wallet. And then there is legal review and tech review. So those are the three things.
Yeah. And before I forget, sorry, Wasim has his 2-year anniversary with Celsius.
Oh.
Cheers, Wasim.
Hey!
Yay.
What a legend.
Where's the confetti? Wait a second.
Wasim probably hired half the company, through him or the Babson College, right?
Exactly. He brought the entire college in. So yes, definitely. You know how like you pull that line and there's like one fish after the next? That's how he's pulling all the Babson guys in. They're all coming in to Celsius. Great job. And Harumi has her birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
For those of you who missed, she was on our show here as well. Look it up and you can review it. All right, next question, quick.
All right, author's asking, is Celsius ever going to allow fiat currencies in the wallet to earn that amazing, sweet, high APY on it?
Why do you need that? Go change to stablecoin and put that in the wallet.
But we are going to partner with the bank, a friendly bank, and offer you an account, and then you can just do it in that account. You'll be able to switch from fiat, because we need a bank to do that, right? Like Coinbase is using a bank, Circle is using a bank, and so on.
Some sort of partnership.
Yeah, so we are going to get something like that, so you can do all those functions, both the swap functions as well as dollars into crypto inside the wallet and the web app. Yes, the web app is going live. Yes, for those who signed up. Next, move on. Next question.
Okay. Let's see here. Ron, how often do you need to remind Alex to say this is not financial advice?
I do a pretty good job every show, no? I say it at least once.
You say it. I've only been here a month, so
it feels like a year.
Ron, why did you make the big jump? Like going from a very successful career there, what brought you over to the crypto side, to the good side, right? We're not Darth Vader, we're Luke Skywalker, but what had you made that jump?
As I said before, it's about trying, doing new things. It's an exciting industry. I thought, Celsius is the right company as far as I think giving this financial freedom and being part of the revolution in an honest way and good, transparent way. And I thought it was the right move.
Copy. Okay. Fabricio's asking, will Celsius consider merging or acquiring other DeFi or CeFi companies?
We're going to defy the odds on that and do it, yes. Just send us a good target. If you think...
My background is transactional, right?
Exactly.
M&A. So
yes,
we are open to anything that makes sense.
We're always looking for M&A. If you want to do an introduction or you thinking of something, CEO@Celsius.network, right? CEO@Celsius.network, and we will dig through it. Next question.
All right, let's see here. Please, everyone, just a reminder, please like and share this video. We're trying to get to our 2,000 likes. So we need 2,000 live viewers.
Show that you like the lawyers. Come on.
Yeah, I'm going to spill the beans here, Zach. next week, we're announcing a major tier 1 exchange.
Ooh.
And they're going to be joining us on the next AMA live from Asia. I'm not telling you which country, but it's from Asia, right? So here we go. Already, I'm sure. Am I in trouble?
No.
I'm good.
Asian exchange.
I got as close to the line as possible. All right. Next.
We got updates on updates on updates.
I
Okay.
almost the line, you know, like he has the off. Ron has the off button in his hand. He just cuts off the video, you know.
Okay. Here we go. Let's see here. I'm going to pull another one from the sheet. Question for Alex and Zach. Which coins are your top 3 biggest holdings at the moment? Ooh. Little portfolio question.
For me, it's
there.
obviously Cell by far is the largest holding.
Same.
But definitely Ethereum and Bitcoin, I think I have the same now. I used to have much more Bitcoin, but I definitely bought some more ETH. I don't know how long I'm going to hold it, but I mean, I have 10 times more more than 10 times more sell than the other guys. But by the way, we did. Some people were complaining about us lowering OTC. We lowered it to like 5,000, right? Something like that.
Yep, we had a special promo, but now we're back to 25,000 minimum OTC order.
Right, all the small guys, we're sending them back into the markets now that we have Bitfinex and Bittrex and Liquid and FTX, and there's so many choices. Uniswap, right? You don't need us. There's plenty of liquidity. The volume is up. The market makers are keeping the spreads tight. You're good to go. All right. So we were doing all this stuff because there wasn't enough liquidity and people wanted to avoid some fees. But now the fees are down also on the gas fees. And I'm promising that we will push the exchanges to lower their withdrawal fees. I know like Liquid is 5 sell and Bittrex Global is 7 sell to withdraw your coins. They don't charge transaction fee, but they charge you to withdraw. And FTX, I think, is much lower than that. But anyway, the point is we're going to push that down. Next, back to questions for Ron.
So scams have always been a big issue in crypto overall. Ron, has Celsius considered talking with other crypto leaders about how to stop scams and protect the average user?
I think that's a question more for Alex, but we are in dialogue with all the major players and with regulators too, right? I mean, we're not against regulation. It's really important to state that. We think regulation is actually probably overdone. It's a good thing for the industry. It needs to be done right. It needs to be updated, some of the regulatory frameworks, but it's a good dialogue to have. And I think stopping some of the scams is a joint effort of regulation and crypto companies together and the community together.
Right. We want good regulation, not bad regulation. And we're active with regulators to convince them, educate them so they will pass good laws that are protecting all of us instead of laws that inhibit us from progressing or moving this technology and communities forward, right? So
how do we build a good relationship with like the regulators and work with them? Because it seems like they've been pretty flexible with crypto so far, but how does that look going forward?
To me, it's one word. It's transparency. What we have, as you know, we have registration with the temporary registration with the FCA in the UK. We have an ongoing dialogue with them. It's fully transparent. They
know everything about
our business. Yeah. There's nothing to hide.
We gave him almost 1,300 pages of documents, right? Voluntarily. This is again. Yeah. We've never had any action from the SEC or FinCEN or FCA. Us coming and saying, hey, these are best practices. Here's why acting in the customer's best interest should be something everybody should be doing, right? And they're looking at it, they're scrubbing through it, and they're saying...
They understand it. The financial system will include crypto. It's already obvious. It's obvious, just look
at it. I mean, even Goldman announced 2 days ago that they are all in on crypto.
You're down on Wall Street and the banks, but you're more talking about the greed and how they don't pay the community. It's not about, they're not bad people, right?
Of course, they're not criminals.
They're just
most of the time.
Their business model is just not as user-friendly and is not as good for the community. That's all. And we're saying we should work with them. Some of them are our clients, but we work with institutions too.
Right.
That's how we're able to provide this yield. They were just late to this game, and now they're trying. And it doesn't matter what they said 3 months ago or even 3 days ago. Look how quickly they're changing their tune and their actions.
And some of them even coming to work with us, like our chief risk officer who came from Morgan Stanley. He's a great guy, right? So obviously they're great people in the banking system. None of this stuff is personal or whatever. We're just exposing the things that are not good about the system because they pretend like it's in your best interest. They pretend like the FDIC is here to save you. They pretend like the Federal Reserve is going to act in your best interest. No interest from the Federal Reserve. Zero interest and no interest in helping you, okay? So we've stalled long enough. Let's share one of the promo codes. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah. My favorite one is the big guy, okay? So this is a general transfer code, okay? All of our, or a lot of the other companies in this space are lowering their rates. We're not doing that at Celsius. So we're offering a very large general transfer promo code. This is for $25,000 transfer. We're going to give you $500 in rewards if you hold that for 90 days. The biggest promo we've ever done, okay? And promo is unblock, okay? UNBLOCK, unblock. So go and unblock yourself, get this massive $500 promo. Anyone can take part in it, and we're very excited to pay out that $500 promo reward.
Yeah, so I'm sharing my screen again here just to remind people how much better Celsius is than everybody else. 8 times, 10 times better. The chart is so big that we have to scroll down just to see this. Again, this is the opposite.
It's shocking what they did.
I know. This is the opposite of the other chart they showed you where this is how much the bank owe. This is what we pay you. Here, the size of it is a good thing, not a bad thing, right? So definitely
unlike some of the others where it's like a black box, you don't even know what they're doing. Alex is telling you every week exactly, how it's deployed and
amazing. The lowered it.
I mean, look at that multiple. You can earn 0.05%, right? Are you going to come earn 4%? What do you want to do?
Why did they put competitor? We know it's BlockFi, right? So I just not say who it is. Okay. All right. So, let's run through the rest of the questions. Again, people are throwing questions at us left and right. Keep it short. Next one.
Okay. Let's see here.
2 more promo codes while Zach is looking for questions, right? 2 more promo codes coming up. Yep.
Yeah, so we got more. The other promos are we're bringing back earn in BTC. Oh, I'm sorry. The promo code is UN_BLOCK. There's an underscore between and block. My apologies. So UN_BLOCK.
Maybe type it somewhere so people can see it. Maybe put it in. Yeah,
I'll throw it in there. And then another promo we're doing. We just got promo after promo after promo after promo.
We'll change your name to instead of
promo. That would be great.
Promo Zach. That's your new handle. He's famous for being Promo Zach.
We are upping the referral rewards to 40 plus 40, okay? And that's live
40
now.
Plus
so
40, man. 40 plus 40.
Every time you bring a new user to Celsius, they're going to transfer $400. That you both are going to get $40 in crypto. So we're paying more and more to the community.
Right. So happy we're not giving all this money to Google and Facebook. And again, BlockFi last year spent $150 million. This year they're going to spend like $200 million. Giving all that money to Google and Facebook and Apple and YouTube and you name it, right? We just want to give it to you guys, okay? Go bring your friends, your family. Again, we've been paying interest longer than anyone else. We've paid 5 times more interest than BlockFi to date. Unbelievable, So you know who's taking care of you. You know who acts in your best interest. Let's make sure we bring all these community. Anyone who signed up with those guys, they don't know. They didn't see the news. April 1st came and went. and they didn't realize that as of yesterday, they're all earning 90% less. If you have more than two
because they had crazy overhead and
I know.
bonuses and marketing budgets.
I know.
So why do we have such low marketing budget? Right? Because it's user centric. Because we care.
Right.
So the people are our marketing.
That's right. Our community is our marketing,
right? And the community needs to continue to do that. In
Yep.
the end, it's about education and helping people make the right decisions to have financial freedom. This is what it's about.
Right. So if you have 4 Bitcoins, your first Bitcoin is still earning 6% on BlockFi, but the rest of them are earning almost nothing as of yesterday. Okay. And the same thing if you're using other platforms, other system. Most of the other guys lowered their rates. Celsius didn't. Why? Because we don't use all of their mechanism, Grayscale, GBTC, or whatever, to earn yield. We earn yield the honest way. We are charging people interest. We're not scamming some index or some
Right.
some whatever, arbitraging some trust that is trading at a premium, blah blah, or using 4-time leverage.
Diversification.
None of that stuff. Okay.
And then last promo update. Okay, last promo update. We're bringing back to BTC 40 for any new user. $40 in BTC 40 for all new users. So
Wow.
if you bring a new user right now, they've got, so many rewards are available.
Game it.
Hundreds of dollars.
We love you.
We have good tech people. We know when you game it.
Yeah, don't game it. Come on, we're gonna shut down your account. You playing games, you take advantage, you create multiple personalities. Shut down your account. You'll never be able to use Celsius again.
We are on. This is not legal. This is like his team. They're
Yeah.
on it in 2 seconds.
Exactly. Just wasting your time. Okay.
Yeah. No kidding.
So next question. Come on, let's run through it. People are waiting.
Okay.
They want to hear.
Let's
They
spit them
wanna
out here.
hear
Let's spit them
Ron,
out here.
Tell them the secret of Celsius. Well, what is the secret of Celsius? Come on, I have a question.
Yeah.
What is the secret? Why is Celsius doing so well? I mean, there are a lot of funds out there, hedge funds and other people who can't even raise $100 million.
I'll tell you what I think is the real secret.
Yeah.
Which is nobody's out, and you're not going to like this, but it's part of it is the institutional side. This is not only about the little guy. It's very important. I think.
Well, the little guy is half of the equation,
half
right?
the
The other
but
half.
I think we are catering to everybody in what they need, right?
Yep.
And I think being focused on what the customers and the clients and the participants need, and address those needs. And
he only been here 1 month. That's pretty good, right? What do you guys say?
Yeah.
Higher, right?
It's very simple. Do the right thing. It's always harder to do the right thing. This is not easy. What they've been doing for 3 years.
Right.
It's not easy. It's
Even
hard.
before Ron worked for us, he would call me and he would say, "But why aren't you doing it this way?" Why? And I'm like, "If you have all the answers, just come and work with us. What are you calling me with advice? Just come and do it." So now he's here doing
it.
It
Took him 3 years to convince me.
Good to have you on the team. That's great. All right, next question. Come on.
Okay. Got Tim here asking about NFTs. What do you think about NFTs? Do you have any plans to implementing them on the platform?
So look, I love NFTs. I've presented at several NFT conferences. We are definitely going to add NFTs to the wallets. I think it's still. I mean, obviously, we had the CryptoKitties craze in 2017, and then now we have this new craze. I want to see some more substance. I want to see. Again, our job is also to protect the community from things that are too volatile or too.
It needs to level out.
Right. So today there's too much froth in there, and a lot of people are buying assets, and unfortunately are just going to be worthless, right? So we want to kind of again, it doesn't pay any yield, right? We're the yield play. Everything, every coin in our wallet, every token in our wallet pays yield. NFTs don't pay yield, so we have to bridge that gap.
Platforms will pay.
Right. So we want to lend against NFTs, right? You bought a very valuable NFT. We want to lend you against it again, just like we lend you against Bitcoin.
Because Celsius is about digital assets, right? It's not just about Bitcoin or Ethereum. It's about all digital assets.
NFTs, to be able to take valuable NFTs, and it's going to grow and grow. This industry is just starting.
Yes. So we love NFTs. Yeah. We just want to separate the
and by the way,
wheat
NFTs
from the chaff.
Are the exact point, because people will hold them. This is not something that necessarily trade as much.
Right.
But depending on what it is.
Exactly. So we're going to join the party, but we're not going to show up to the party before even the DJ is there. We're going to show up to the party when the party is going on and everybody's already in, and we're going to stay for the after party. How about that?
DJ, you always wanted to be a DJ.
Huh?
I said, DJ, you've always wanted to be a DJ.
Yeah. Well, Tom, it's not too late to play the song.
Yeah.
Come on, the champion. Who's the champions? Who are the champions? Come on, Tom. I can't believe it. We're still waiting.
Oh, here. A great question from
Here we go.
I paid my dues time after time. I've done my sentence, but committed no crime. And bad mistakes, I've made a few.
All right, that's a celebration. Okay, one great question from Gary Thatcher. Okay, and a lot of people ask this, so everybody listen up. I've asked this question many times, but for for estate planning purposes, I want to name a specific beneficiary to my account. What can I do to make sure that my assets go to who I want to go if and when I pass away?
Is it legal if we put it in the app? Like if somebody fills out the field in the app, is that legal, or you need a what do you call it? What do you call it when you die? You need a
will?
A will. Yeah. What actually counts?
It's two separate issues. This is going to be, look, we're working on it. In the end, it's going to be, you'll have terms and conditions, and it's going to work out so you can, so you, by the way, this is the problem in crypto in general, right? But you're going to assign it the same way you assign your IRA or other things, or your insurance to beneficiaries, right?
So we're still working on it.
So we're working on it, but it's a good question.
Right, because we have to follow the law, and if we give you something that is cannot be enforced, then
it's a feature that is very important and will happen.
Yeah. All right. Work in progress. Yep. Next.
Work in progress. We'll be able to designate that at some time, but right now we've got to make sure it's legally enforceable, right? Because if we put something in the app, it's not legally enforceable, then
we're just pretending to do something for you, like the banks, pretending to be acting in your best interest. Yeah.
Right. We don't do that. We only act in your best interest. Okay. Yep. Okay. I think here's a great last question to end the day. Ron, can we sue other platforms because of their low APYs?
Alex will answer that.
That's great. That's very entertaining. So, look,
I mean, if they provided different disclosures before or something like that, maybe.
Right. If they violated their own rules, but look, the beauty of this is that all of us can choose, right? All of us get to pick who we like and who we don't like, and we can move our money just like we can quit using any bank or any financial institution that's not acting in our best interest. Any platform that does the bait and switch on you is basically what you need to do is take action, right? You vote with your action and not with your words. Just saying bad things about these guys or suing them, that doesn't do anything, right? Let's vote with our action against the banks, against how they are mistreating the relationships between their customers and the institution.
Yeah, but I would say people try it out, right? You have your reserve cash in the bank. A lot of people have that. I'm not saying take all of it now and if you don't trust stable coins, put 5% and see how it works and get comfortable. And
yes, definitely try it out. Do a small amount, get used to the withdrawal deposit addresses. How do I do this? How do I do that? Again, YouTube has hundreds or thousands of videos specifically how to move from Coinbase to Celsius, how to withdraw your stuff from Binance, right? How to move from BlockFi to Celsius. All of these things, there's 100 videos. All you have to do is go and put a search in the search field, boom, and it's right there. Thank you for joining us on Friday, Easter, and on Pesach, right? If you are celebrating, we are here with you. Thanks for joining us. And as always, we love you. Thank you for trusting us. Again, as I say every week, I'll say it, almost forgot. We don't have any losses. We don't have any stolen coins. No one has hacked us. We don't have any counterparty that didn't pay us back. and we're earning record interest, and we have record deposits, obviously record users, so records all around. And we're here to serve you. We also serve ourselves. We all sell token holders. We all hodlers. We're all here to get through to financial freedom, right? Find our way there and stay there. And that's what we preach every day. And thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Okay.
Thanks for joining. It
was a
Thank
pleasure.
you. Thanks, everybody.
Zach, Tom,
Thanks for having me.
Bethany, all the people who worked on this, thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. Take care.